have a black screen. There we go. Hmm. I've gone through all my wood. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. Timber. Why have I got so much random crap everywhere? Hmm. How much bronze have I actually got? 14, so not a lot. Throw stuff in the random chest for now. Well, we go get some more. Although I've been and got all the iron and metal, I can now just use the portal. Although, to be fair, I need a lot more wood too. We got spawn portal anywhere. I think we have. No. Gotta go get elder power. Make it easier for me to chop trees down. Actually, let's get stuff and build portals at either end. As you can see, we not long ago got attacked by trolls, and I didn't clean up. So yeah. Right, what do I need? I need fine wood. Tell you what, oak trees are amazing as well. Like, second you can chop them down, get them chopped down, hopefully you'll get some acorns. So far, it seems to be completely random how many acorns you get. It seems to be higher than every other tree on drop rate though. Like, most of the time you'll get 1 or 2, sometimes even 4 acorns to replant oak trees. Which is amazing because they just drop so much wood. So much wood and so much fine wood. Which you'll need for a lot. Sometimes though, like this one, I didn't get any acorns whatsoever. Which is a shame. But as you can see, we've got a couple of oak trees. Again, no acorns. That's rather annoying. For these two, I chopped down 1 and got 4 out of it. Clean up the stumps. It's one of the worst things when you're trying to build somewhere and you've got stumps from all the trees you've chopped down. At some point we will be building a new portal house, but it's down the list at the minute. Usually we've got bloody cores everywhere. I bet you now when I want one, can't find one anywhere. Well, actually I need 4, but that's beside the point. Yep. Oh, so, back down there. So, cores, there they go. I want to build 2 portals, so that means I need 4 cores, because they take 2 each. I need fine wood, but the normal wood can get left here. That'll do. And actually, I can drop that leather I brought. So we call this area Hilltop for a pretty obvious reason. This was the original base we built. Oh, there's been a bed destroyed there. As you can see, we definitely keep up with like maintenance of the torches. So you got a bit of a hill behind us, which actually drops off just there. But we've got a beautiful hill here. Drops off all the way to the coast. It's better seen in daylight, so I'll come back in daylight and show you all. So what's the weather look like? Can we see it? No, not quite. Just there's the coast, and we've got our dock area. As you can actually see, though, we've got quite an extension going on. Let's get up here. There we go. So this was our original bit, just around here. Expanded it a bit to put furnaces and charcoal kilns in. Expanded it a bit further to add the original storehouse there. We've now got a stone wall that goes all the way down and around there, which covers our farms. We've got 3 farms there, 1 down the side of there. That's the mead house, which again is surrounded by the stone wall. Got a little farm down inside of it and all them beehives. And then that building there is the new building I was just working on, which is the Hilltop store. And then below that we've got the port. Right. Oh, I need to actually build a portal here, don't I? Oh, grey dwarf eyes. You know, we're forgetting something. I swear to God, if we've got no grey dwarf eyes, I'm gonna. Where are they all? Like, you end up with hundreds of the things, and then when you want them, you can never blooming find them again. We've got some people that end up just throwing stuff all over the place, so sometimes you've got to check and double check even chests that aren't labelled with what you'd expect. There's 5 grey dwarf eyes there in raw food. Don't know how grey dwarf eye class as food, but apparently they do. So, let's have a look in here. Nope. So, we're probably going to have to go back down here. And I think I've got some somewhere here. That chest? No. That one? No. We can't be out of Grey Dwarf Eyes. There you go. See? There's always a stack somewhere. So as I'm down here, obviously that up there is the original base I was just talking about. There's the mead house and the stone wall, and then we've got a path down to here. This is our new storehouse slash forge area. So it's got your big wooden gates, of course. You've got 8 charcoal kilns on the left to make all that lovely coal. We've got 6 furnaces on the right with a couple of stacks of coal that all filled up with coal at the minute, so they're ready to go. And then upstairs we've got stone cutter, obviously being built out of stone. Stone cutter is always used for tile around. We've got a level 4 workbench, and we have a level 5 forge that we do have the stuff to get it to level 6 or 7, but I haven't got around to it yet. While we're down here, I'll just show you. So that's one of my creations. This here is our dock. This is created by one of my fellow gamers, Sausage. This is actually a really well built dock. So we actually dug this all out, bit by bit, pick by pick, all the way down, both sides. And you can actually fit 2 longboats in either hole. And it doesn't get affected by the ocean, so it's very calm in here all the time. So you're not going to lose your boats. It could do with a bit more wall around the edge. I think he's still working on it. Yeah, you can see over there, obviously you've got the wall being built, and he's not finished here yet. But it's one of the best dock areas I've ever seen. This is another one of my gamer colleagues' creations, Jamie. I think he's making it into a little hut house thing for himself. I don't think he's done much else with it, but as you can see, he does quite a lot of work on these things. That's a long chimney all the way up. So from his fireplace here, smoke goes up, and should be able to see if I go to the right area. Comes out there, and you've got the same thing on the other side. I can't get up there. Too high. You've got the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take a 2-second break. So we're going to stand here and admire the ocean. No, we're not, because apparently my mouse doesn't want to stay there. There we go, and we're back. So, enjoy the ocean view? Good, good. Right, let's go get this portal built. We do have portals literally everywhere because we are lazy AF. Always using a portal. So, as I did say, I'm off to get the Elder Power at the minute. Mainly for the reason that I need to do a lot of wood cutting. We're very short on wood, fine wood, core wood, every kind of wood. So the Elder Power increases. Why the hell is there a Draugr there? Just okay. See, we played this game originally when it came out, and we got really into it. We understood a lot of the mechanics to it as well. And this isn't my original character from them. But we understood a lot of the mechanics, and a lot of things seem to have changed in the last few updates. So we haven't played it for a while. Mainly because we'd done everything, really. We had everything, we'd done everything. So yeah, we didn't play it for a while, but in the last couple of updates, I have seen that a few things have changed. Spawn rates on bushes seem to be massively increased. When we very first started, oh god, you were lucky to see a berry bush, and now you see them literally everywhere. But also, I don't remember Draugr just randomly wandering meadows, even after you beat the boss. Obviously, you got your base attacks, but that was it. I actually got any wood on me? No, I ain't. If I suddenly stop talking, I'm terrible at multitasking. I will eventually get back to the point I was making or discussing, but like, I just lose track completely for a bit and then come back to it. So yeah, they've changed a lot, we've noticed. Which some of it's really good actually, and we're still learning a lot more about it than and getting back into it. As you may have noted, we've only killed 2 of the bosses, the first 2. Now, originally we burnt through the bosses quite quickly. We're not too fussed at the minute about burning through them quickly. We just do it as and when needed, so as we need more upgrades, we then go and do another boss, and so on. But we're making sure we're doing it properly. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, not necessarily properly, that might not be the right way to say it, but like, we're just taking it steady, enjoying the game. Some of you may have noticed, obviously, I'm currently wearing the new root armor, which I do quite like because I use my bow a hell of a lot. It is my primary means of defense, attack, and everything else you can possibly imagine. And the new root armor actually gives you plus 15 to your bow when you've got the full set on. Like, oh, so. You see I've now got the root armor icon in the top right, and if I go onto my skills, there we go, plus 15. but we haven't only got up to iron armor at the moment. But some of you that know the game, or know it well at least, may have noticed I'm carrying around a black metal axe and a black metal tower shield. Now, I was playing a single player game with the character with my partner, and we actually got up to black metal again. Because of the guys I'm playing it with, originally we did actually start again with new characters, which is where this one originally came from. And then I carried on playing with my partner when we took a break from the game again. And when we actually restarted the server up and started playing again, we were discussing it. Now, we decided we'd already started again on the previous server, so we've actually got up to black metal. I have at least twice. But we had already started it again on the previous server, so we thought we'd just stick with these ones. Haven't got my original character on this server. He's fully kitted out in full black metal and everything like that. This character literally just has a tower shield and an axe. Which you may think, oh great. Not so much, because when we first started this server, one of the major problems we had is we didn't have any forges or anything, so I couldn't repair it. So once the black metal axe was used, it was used. And it's only been once we got iron that I've actually been able to repair it. So it wasn't all that much of an advantage. It's a bit of an advantage at the moment. Obviously we're in the swamps. I've got black metal iron, axe and shield, but like I say, I'm mainly using my bow, which this is the huntsman bow. Which is the same level as the swamp. We haven't got to Drago yet, or I haven't. Right, there we go. Always make a little hut for your portals if they're not in a base or something. They don't take weather damage, but mobs and NPCs do attack them, which can be a bit of a pain, especially if you're out and about. Say we've got a portal near a swamp, like we have over here. And mobs come and attack it when we're off in the swamp. We trapped there. Not quite trapped, because we always have a boat nearby, but like, we've then got to sail all the way back, which we only do if we've actually got the a full boat of iron. Right. Now I do take my armor off when I'm building, and this is because it allows me to move that little bit quicker. Now, iron armor, you get a minus 5% movement speed per item, which stacks up to 15%, and if you've got a weapon out, that's another 5%. And the shield has another 20% off that, so you can end up going really slow. The root armor is only 2% detriment to movement speed. However, 6% in total. I'd rather move that 6% quicker. Especially when I'm not in a really dangerous situation. I mean, if the base gets attacked or whatever, then obviously I can throw my armor on quite quickly. I keep it on me all the time. I do keep it in my actual inventory, but I do at least have that extra movement speed. Let's get things growing again. Where's my cauldron gone? So this is our mead house. As you can see, I need another fermenter. We will eventually, when I finally put that one in, have 12 fermenters. We've also got 2 large cooking stations, and I believe it's 8 small ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we can cook a large amount of food at the same time. We can put a lot of things fermenting at the same time. I really want to know where my cauldron's gone. I've usually got a cauldron here. It must have been broken by someone. Don't know what, but yeah. Where was I going? But yeah, this is obviously our mead house. Like I say, it got all the bits and bobs in we need to cook, make meads, make good food, things like that. So we've got obviously berries of various sorts, entrails for sausages, thistles and dandelions for meads, the berries of course, some lox meat because we managed to get a couple of lox kills in on the edge of the plains. We did die a few times, but you know, some wolf meat when they came down the mountain. As you can see, lots and lots of deer meat for deer stew. Some sea serpent meat, more honey. Honey is very, very important because you need it in pretty much every mead concoction you can imagine. So yeah, that's all there. Like, and then over here we've got potions or meads. Got a couple of poison resist here. We've got a load of stamina and a load of frost resist. A load more poison resist. A couple of good health ones, some small ones and some medium ones. More entrails, some random stuff in there, and an empty chest right now. But that can go in there for now. At some point this will get sorted out again. It's one of the reasons we need a new storehouse area because we just ended up with so much stuff. You kind of do, you can't help it. What I do need though is just have a carrot. Don't usually eat raw stuff like carrots and my honey and things like that. I do usually save it for the actual really good foods, but they're all up there right now and I forgot to bring them down, and right now I just want to get all this replanted. And farming requires huge, huge, huge amounts of stamina. For those of you that don't know, or haven't played the game yet, the farming is not as simple and easy as just clicking and placing. If you place things too close, like this, I'll show you in a second when it updates. Oh, just put my light on. This happens. You got your healthy one, and you got a carrot needs more room to grow. So if you place them too close together, you end up suffocating one. Eventually that one that needs more room to grow will die and disappear. Sometimes you can fix it, like sometimes it'll say that when what's happened is actually a stone or a bit of wood is in the way. Other times, like that one, you just place them too close and you're going to lose it. One of the benefits is with seeds is when you plant them, you get 3 things back to grow them. So carrots, for example, you can plant seed carrots. It takes 1 carrot per seed carrot, and you get 3 sets of seeds back. So you end up being able to triple your seed production. So you can end up obviously with spare, or at least a lot more seeds than you need. That's why there's a chest over there with 300 and odd carrot seeds in it. So even then, I do still plant carrot seeds because otherwise I will get to a point where I'm stagnant. and I could end up running out of seeds. I can quite easily burn through 400-500 seeds on the farms we've got going here. So I do try and, out of each of the farms, I do try and have one full of seed carrots. We do also have some turnips growing actually up there. They've been a bit of a pain in the butt, so we've only actually managed to find a single set of of turnip seeds, so 3 seeds in the wild, to get us going. And initially we had success in growing the stock, which was good. We got from them 3 seeds, we got 3 turnips, from them 3 turnips, we got 9 seeds, and we got to about 15 or 18 seeds, and suddenly we had 1 turnip. What actually happened, or what I think happened, is one of the NPCs, a shaman probably, came along without me realizing and attacked me while I was doing it. I obviously killed the shaman, that's not the problem. But shamans spew poison out of the gobs. And it's in a cone shape. And I believe that the cone destroys planted items. So I think that's what happened. And we ended up with just the 1 turnip. But I've managed to get it back up. I think we've got 18 turnips growing right now. Or it might be 18 seed turnips. It'd be nice if it was seed turnips, because then we get a nice big amount. So what I'm going to do in this one, I'm going to throw seed carrots. Or, apparently, Grey Dwarf brutes attack my turnips! Oh, not happy about that. Not happy about that. As you can see, we do still have mobs spawn inside the wall. That's mainly because we haven't got the wall finished. We haven't got workbenches everywhere yet, which are required to stop things spawning nearby. I want to get some more fires around the edges as well. But the size of the compound we've got right now, and it does need expanding again. The original hilltop kind of fort up there does need pulling down and rebuilding with stone. We want a proper castle up there, because the wood just isn't cutting it in the raids anymore. Especially trolls, their weapons should go through the wood, and yeah, it causes all kinds of problems. We lost 2 upgrades for our workbench up there on the last attack, so that's kind of annoying. Not so much because you don't lose the resources, so you can just rebuild it. What is wrong with my shooting? There we go. You can just rebuild it, but it's the time it takes to rebuild it, and if you don't notice it's missing, sometimes you'll go to do something and then go, why is it not working? And then you've got to go look around and discover, oh, the upgrade's been destroyed. As you can see, lots of seed carrots in this one. I'm actually going to swap to normal carrots around the middle. So you can mix and match. You don't have to have it all the same. You can have a row of carrots, a row of seed carrots, a row of turnips, a row of seed turnips. They all grow. Later in the game, if it's still the same, that is, when you do wheat, that's different. That has to be grown in plains areas, which can be very dangerous. Even with max level armor, black metal armor, the plains can get very dangerous, especially at night. Or at least, again, they used to. We've kind of avoided the plains for the most part. On this island here, on our starting island, we've got this tiny, tiny little bit of plains here. And in the day, sometimes, especially when we go to the shop, we'll sit and snipe at them, the planes with bows and arrows. That's where the Lox meat and Lox fur came from, and that. Um, but that's again more just because we could. We would not dare go anywhere near it at night because you would get your butt kicked. Even in full level armor, they can get insanely dangerous. Even with my black metal shield and full iron armor, I can take a lot of damage from Desquitos. They're little flying insect things with giant noses, exactly like Sam mosquitoes, except they cause painful death. So yeah, that's a fun fact. So the food has lots of different kind of benefits and downsides. So you'll see here we've got 4 different types of food here. We've got carrots, we've got sausages, which I need some more of. We've got carrot soup, and we've got boar jerky. And then you'll see these little forks next to them that are different colours. So we've got 2 yellow, 1 red, and 1 silver. So the yellow are mainly stamina focused food. So you'll see they provide huge amounts of stamina while only a little bit of health. So carrot soup, 15 health, but 45 stamina. Carrots themselves, 10 health, 32 stamina. The red ones are health focused, so opposite. Sausages, 55 health, but 18 stamina. And finally, silver is even Steven. So this boar jerky, for example, 23 health and 23 stamina. No, neither's great, but neither's bad. Boar jerky is a relatively early game food. It's cheap and easy to make. You just need raw boar meat and some honey. Very easy to make. So that's why we've got a lot of it. It's very useful for just throwing in. Quick. Um, Sausages are a much later game. We've got some more later game stuff that we have had and used. A good stamina one's actually a muck shake. Yeah, muck shake. That's it. Um, and it's basically some really odd ingredients, but it does give you huge amounts of stamina. I think it gives 55 stamina or 50 stamina, and something like 15 or 18 health. So it's quite good. Again, though, for building things like that, you need stamina over your health, unless you get attacked, of course. These are finally getting ready. These are actual turnips, not seed turnips, these ones. So what I will actually be doing is planting all these turnips again as seed turnips when they finish. As you can see, I get very easily distracted. I went and got the Elder Power to get some woodcutting doing, and I got completely distracted and ended up doing farming and building portals and all kinds of random shenanigans. That's what I want to get rid of. That in there. Rest can go down there. Although I do want to get them turnips replanted the second they're finished. So let's actually pull them out, pull a stack of seeds out, 2 for carrots just to fill the holes. So when I was obviously planting the carrots, I was a lot more blasé, is that the right word? About how I would place them. I would do it quite quickly, not too bothered if they're too close, things like that. With the turnips, because we've got such a low stock of them, I actually do take my time, and I make sure that they've got plenty of room. Because I don't want to lose any yet, because we haven't got a stockpile of 400 seeds. What you see of what we've got. Come on. Tell you what I am going to do though is we only got forward, yeah. We'll just do this for now then. Just stop the brutes getting in. I have to leave them for a bit. If you're wondering what this is a toilet for you to go relieve yourself. I'd like to take credit. Unfortunately, they do spawn on their own, and that just one happened to spawn there, and we built around it, and we left it. Otherwise, it would be quite funny. Things have been attacking here. Lovely car. I use carts all the time for everything. Like, first off, it gives you more inventory space. Secondly, you can just carry more with it because you've got your weight limit here, which can increase with this. So originally you can only carry 350 in weight. That allows you to carry 450, which is great and all. But you soon fill it up. As an example, a single stack of wood will take up 100 weight alone. So, here we go, let's get some wood cutting done. So, when I'm doing a mass wood cut like I am now, I activate the Elder Power. I literally single swing at trees. I let them fall, because as they fall, they damage one another, and then when I actually need to finish off to collect the wood, it's just a lot easier, because most of them are already damaged. Some actually get destroyed as it is, like that one there, that just came down on its own. Just another bonus about it, there's some wood there, so some it's already gone pop. Still get attacked by stupid little things. And you get trees dropped on your backs in it if you're not careful too. And now we start collecting. So usually with trees it's a one hit to take, well, not one hit, but the first stage is to actually take it down from tree to long log level, which is this one. You then have to chop it again to get two separate logs, and a third time to actually get the wood out of it. So we've got normal trees here that we've chopped down, or birch trees, and we've got beech trees. Yes, they sound very familiar. They do two separate things though. So birch trees, no, beech trees, there we go, just provide normal wood. Each half of a full log provides 10 wood each. The birch trees, the other one, provide not just normal wood but fine wood also. So you've got four kinds of wood that you build with. You've got normal wood, you've got fine wood, you've got core wood, which is gained from... Where's my card gone? There it is. What was that? Core wood, which came from pine trees, and you have ancient bark. Now, ancient bark's not so much for building with, more of a for certain items you need it. You need it for the longboat, for example. But a few other things as well. Whereas fine wood, it's kind of for decoration, portals, a few other things. And core wood and normal wood are the two most useful. Because they are what you mainly build with. So normal wood is what like the building up there is built with. You can have decent height with it, as you can see over there. And you can get higher if you complement it with core wood. Now, core wood, if you look just on the forge building there, you see the front of it got them kind of beams. That's core wood. Now, core wood is great because it has a slightly higher single item height. So the highest single normal wood item you can get is 2 meters high, whereas a core wood is 4 meters high. So you can actually build twice as high using core wood. Core wood though, you don't have any like flooring with it. So what you do is you combine it with normal wood to increase the height. Now, the way the building works on this is it's not like Minecraft, and it's not like real life either. Kind of in the middle. So it's not based on tensile strength or anything like that. You don't need to put in supports like at angles or like that either. However, the way it works is quite interesting. It actually works using a connection number. So, as an example, you can build, say, I don't actually know the number off the top of my head, but you can build, say, 4 walls on top of each other, yeah? But to go any higher than that, it would start losing strength and might not stay up. You would know pretty much straight away on that one. It doesn't like lose strength over time. It'll go so far and then just drop. But you can actually get higher by using things like the core wood. So, say you can go 8 meters high, which is 4 2 meter beams with normal wood. Now that's 4 connections. That's the highest you can go. However, with core wood, it's 4 meter beams, so you can still have 4 connections, but rather than 4 2 meters, you've got 4 4 meters. So now you're 16 meters high. You've got double the height. And that works because it got the same number of connections. Now, if you combine the two, you can actually get normal wood to go to 16 meters height by using core wood beams on the corners. So if you actually look at the tower there, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's actually core wood beams up the corners. That's why the tower is able to go higher than the house. So we've combined both core wood and normal wood to get that. You can further extend that by doing how I've built that building there. So that's actually got stone, core wood, and normal wood. So the roof is made out of normal wood, whereas the base and the initial part of the wall is made out of stone. There is also 4 stone pillows in the middle, which provides support for the roof, because the roof is has the same limitations. So the actual top 2 layers of the roof had too many connections to actually stay up. That's why the towers are in there. So the way I've had to do it is support it with towers in the middle, because the towers for wood are classed as pass-through. Now what does that mean? So basically, when you actually get to building on top of the stone, it classes the first bit of wood. So you've got stone, stone, stone. So you're three lots high there. But that first bit of wood there is actually classed as being connected to the ground and being the first connection. So it, rather than having to go 1 connection, 2 connections, 3 connections, and using just bigger pieces to get all the way, because I'm using stone, stone can't go much higher than that on its own without iron supports. But the roof was able to go 1, 2, 3, 4 connections above that. So the actual from there it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 connections, which is a lot higher than you'd normally be able to build with just wood alone. The way I've then managed to go from here and get it all the way up, now I couldn't get past 8 connections because it was too high. That's where the stone pillars in the middle come in. They actually go up and have 4 connections straight up to the middle. So then the first bit at the top here is classed as being on the ground again. So that classes 1 connection. And then there's 2 connections, and that's how it's built. So it's built using a mixture of the two. You can then extend that further using wooden beams, which are wooden beams with like an iron brace around them. However, they get very expensive to use if you haven't got a lot of iron at the time. So each one takes 2 wood, which isn't a problem. I think it's 2 wood. Where is it? There it is. But they're only 2 meters long, so they're not huge. Like, they're not huge 4-meter beams like this. And it takes 1 iron per. So you end up literally burning through iron, like on a project like that forge area down there. It would be probably 4 to 6 iron per pillow I would have needed. which would then have been, say, 6 for overcompensating. Um, it would have been 24 pieces of iron alone just to put that roof in. Whereas stone, using stone, it was 6 pieces of stone. In fact, it was more. I think it was about 30 pieces of stone on the stone pillars, because it's 6 pieces per pillar or 5 pieces per pillar. Can't think off the top of my head without looking. But stone's a lot easier to come by. I mean, I can just dig a hole in the ground and get stone. I've got stone all over. There's stones here. There's big stone there. Like, I can just whack that. That'll give me 30 stone. So it's not as hard to get stone as it is iron, which you have to go into the swamps for. You have to fight for quite often, and then you've got to transport it back over whatever distance. You can't take it through a portal. You've got to transport it the long way, or schlep the whole way on foot, as a lot of people used to say, which can take a long time. We got lucky on this starter island if we actually had a piece of swamp with some decent iron spawns in it. So up here we've got this piece of swamp here, and we've got crypts in it, so you've got to go in the crypts and get the iron out. We've got this bit of swamp here, but that had no crypts whatsoever, so it's absolutely useless for our purpose. So we got lucky there. That's not terrible distance, and we actually got we've got a what we call Asda up here, because it's close to the trader. It's close to here. So what we actually did, we got all the iron from here. Got a little safe tower here, and what we did is had a little boat parked here. So we'd take it from here to the safe tower, keep going. Once we had what we thought was enough, we'd just move it from the safe tower to the boat, and then we'd sail the boat to here. And we actually had furnaces here. We had a lot of furnaces there while we were clearing this one out. We had 3 furnaces, 4 charcoal kilns to get the coal. And then once it was all done, we actually sailed it all the way back in a boat again, pre-cooked. So the actual bars, and we sailed it all the way back down, usually coming through this little river here just to save that little bit of extra time, to our docks here, and then we'd be able to use it here. Now, I believe there's actually another crypt there that needs doing, and then maybe 1 or 2 here, but we haven't looked yet. And one of us went on a scouting expedition and found here, and we've ended up getting loads of crypts here. We've got 4 there, 4 there. We've got a 5th one there, and again we've got a little hut here. So we go get the iron, bring it back to the hut, go get iron, bring it back to the hut, load up at the hut. That hut's got an actual portal in as well, and we would then load the boat up, and as you can see here, sail it straight back. But we've actually got portals in the huts. So, for example, I can go from here. We've got a portal to here, which is our east port. It's like a staging area, and then from there we've got another portal to here. So if anything happens, we've got quick access straight back to the main base, or we've got quick access to a staging area here. It's you kind of got to plan these things out, because if you, for example, die over here, like I have there, you can see I died on day 100, and we didn't have portals there, the boat's stuck there, for example. If we didn't have a second boat here, so obviously I'd spawn here, or I could spawn here, then I wouldn't be able to go get my stuff until I built another boat. However, if I died over here, all I do, go through a portal here, go through the portal here, I'm back here, I can do a quick run there, I've got my stuff back. But we have learned from bitter experience to actually have spare sets of armor, spare sets of weapons and tools, because we have many a time got stuck in a location and died. There's been times where we've been, not so much in this game, but where we've been stuck for far out exploring. Something's happened, we've died, we've not got a portal, we've got a boat or two stuck out there, we've got a lot of resources stuck out there, and then we're kind of having to mount a rescue expedition for all our stuff, because a lot of the time it'd be high-end stuff, very high-end upgraded armor, things like that. So we do be careful now. We're a lot more cautious, I would say, and we're a lot more prepared. Here is the pillars I was on about. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillars. The actual stone can't go much higher than that, so it is higher than the walls. I wasn't sure. The color gradient you can see here with my hammer out shows you how sturdy it is. I think it's the best word. So blue means it's attached to the ground as sturdy as it can be. Then you've got green, which is one connection after. With stone, I actually believe you get 2 pass-throughs. So that stone is connected to the ground, and that one's classed as connected to the ground because it's on that one. So that's only classed as one connection. Then you've got one more connection here, even though it's and should be 2, and then you've got one more connection here, and then that's where you can see it goes down. As you can see here, this is what I mean. So we've got blue, green, green, and then we go back to blue again, which means it's a ground connection. Black colour connected to stone, and stone is classed as a pass-through for the ground, for the wood, sorry. So then we'll go blue, and then we've got one connection, so we'll go green, and we'll go a slightly different green, and you can just see it there as another connection. But then you'll see we actually go back to this green. Now that's because of this stone here. So it goes both ways. So that's the first connection off here. So you've got one connection, and that class is ground again, even though it's all the way up there. And then you've got that one connection there, and then this one is actually the weakest in the middle at the minute because it's not got the stone on it. Where's the best place for me to show? In fact, it's probably up at the hilltop. So as you can see here, we've got our wooden base which connects to the ground, and then we've got a green, and you can see these two greens are the same. Now even though it's wood, these two greens are the same because of this pole here. This is the core wood I was on about going up the corners. So this core wood is able to class as one connection to here. So rather than going one connection, 2 connections, 3 connections, this allows a single connection to here, and then a connection here. But because we've then got another one, that's only 2 connections. If we go and have a look here, actually I'll go on the roof, it's a bit easier to show you in a second actually. So we'll go here, we've got 1 connection, 2 connection, and 3 connection. Then we go to the roof, which is governed by the same principles. So you then see from that green connection here, it goes yellow. That's now because we're on 3 or 4 connections, I don't know, I've lost count. And then we go up one, and it goes to an orange. We go up one again, it goes to a green, but that connected to the tower. As you actually build up though, so if I just do that, you'll see it green, yellow. I'll do it again. You give it a second, it's green, yellow, because it's counting the connections, orange. We go again. We've got a darker orange, so we've got yellow. If we look here, we've got green, so it'll be blue, green, slightly dark green, yellow, orange, red, and then finally we'll get a deep red. Just deal with the damn thing. So we've got a deep red, and then if I actually try and go any higher, it'll probably delete itself. So deep red. Oh no, it goes deep red apparently. So I used to have these numbers knocked down. But there we go, that should be the last one. No, we're still going. But I want to just show you while that's going. It's red that still, I like that. That if we do that, you can see I've gone higher, but we're actually on the same red. And I could go higher again. And the reason that is because it's got fewer connections. So it's a bigger piece of wall, but it has the same amount of connections. So if I just do that. You get the idea though. So I'm able to go that high and we've got the same colour, and I think I'd be able to go another one on this. So that'd take us up to there, whereas this one won't go any higher than that. You got this beauty though, yeah, where you can just take the base out. Eventually that'll fall. The server does sometimes take a few minutes, more the game than the actual server. But there we go. That's how it works. So you can build some pretty impressive things. But for example, you can't build a skyscraper. You can get it pretty high if you use a combination of stone, which will allow you to go a certain height. And once you get to the top of stone, you go to wood and iron beams, which will allow you to get a bit higher. And then you go to normal wood, and you'll be able to go a bit higher again. Now the reason I said about wood and iron beams is because wood and iron beams actually are classed as a pass-through like stone is for wood. Which means basically you can go, these are arbitrary numbers, I don't actually know the numbers off the top of my head anymore. Say you can go 10 connections high on stone, and then you can do 10 connections high on iron banded, what are they called? Wood and iron pole. So you've then got 20 connections total, so you could be like up here at that point. You'd then still be able to do another 10 connections on normal wood, because the stone classes as pass through and a ground for the wood and iron, and then the wood and iron classes as a ground and pass through for the normal wood. So by the time you put the normal wood on it at the 20 level mark, you've actually got you've got blue again, because you are classed as on the ground again, at least in terms of building. However, if you fall off, yeah, the ground will meet you very painfully at the bottom, and it will hurt and probably kill you. Now, talking of dying in the game, actually having things destroy, like I said a bit earlier, having something destroyed isn't a terrible thing, because you don't lose any of the resources. So if you build something that takes a lot of resources, say, I don't know, you build a forge with all the upgrades, you've got loads of resources invested in it, and it gets destroyed by a troll. It's not the end of the world, because all your resources will be on the ground, so you can pick them up and you can rebuild it. It takes a bit of time, because obviously you've got to pick up bit by bit, because you've got a weight limit, and you've got to obviously build the prerequisites first, and so on and so forth. Dying, however, is a different thing entirely. That is more hurtful than having something destroyed. So when you die, you drop all your stuff on the ground, but you can go pick it up. So as long as you are prepared to do that, or have a way to do that, it's not the end of the world. However, one thing it does affect is your skills. So each thing you do, you can get skills in. So running, unarmed combat, clubs, blocking, axes, woodcutting, jumping, bows, sneaking, all the lot. Which is great. But when you die, you lose some skill. And the amount you lose, I have no idea. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I've never looked into it. Because I try to avoid dying. Doesn't always work, but, you know, I just try to avoid it and not think too much about the consequences. But as an example, I am currently level... where is it? 76 on bows. However, I was actually higher. Last night, before I died, I had just hit level 80 on my bows. And I know I've gone up a level or two since then, so I think I've got 5 or 6 levels. Which at this level that I'm on it, 76, that's quite a high amount. And it's quite painful because it takes a long time to get them skills back up. And they do make a difference. So bows skill increases damage. I believe it also actually allows you to knock the bow quicker, so that's a lot quicker than other people can. Running, obviously, your speed and your stamina drain, very important when you're moving about. Unarmed, I'm not too fussed about. Clubs I don't use. Blocking, again, you know, how much damage is absorbed. A high blocking skill can save your life. We've got one guy who's got such high blocking skill, like he can just stand there and tank for days. Axes, damage with axes, wood cutting, the amount of how quick it allows me to cut down a tree. I mean, that was at 90 at one point, and you know, I've died a few times. But you get that high enough, you can literally take a tree down in one hit. I mean, you were seeing me do it with the elder skill. Like, I can do it with the elder skill, but do it without it. Be much better. I won't have to use the not skill, elder power. Jumping, bows, the lot, even the damage with pickaxe from when you're mining makes a big difference. So when you die and you lose that, it does hurt and it takes a lot to recover. Which is a good thing because the game, it's a very casual game, but at the same time it does punish you if you're not careful. I mean, you don't have to I should pick that up. Oh. You don't have to keep yourself fed to stay alive. You don't have to water yourself. You don't have to, you know, go to sleep all the time to keep your energy up. So it's casual in that way, but it's also unforgiving enough that it does make you think and before you act, because sometimes it can be very, very painful. So the next thing I'm gonna get doing here is actually continue the storage area. So as you can see over here, we've got tin, copper, and bronze in the bottom, in that order, with what's gonna be a spare chest at some point. We've then got iron, which at some point we will want to be filling these, so we've got plenty of it spare. because you do go through iron like nobody's business, and I use a lot of iron, especially for arrows. As like I said earlier, my bow's my favourite weapon. And then up there we've got black metal and a misc one for things like chains. So far on this one we've got leather on the bottom. I don't know. We've got cores on the other side. We've got fine wood here. I believe that one's core wood. And we've got normal wood. Now, I'm putting signs on both sides for the simple fact, obviously, we're going to be using these smelters. And sometimes you're not going to be on this side and you want to know what's in it. So we're going to make it so it's nice and easy for us to know what's where. We've got ancient bark up there. That one's not named yet, and we've got stone / flint in these. Now, it may not seem like a lot of storage for some of these things, like, we can fill wood up quite quickly. I mean, we've got more than enough to fill that up right there, but a lot of that will get used, and some of it will just get stacked, so you can actually build stacks of things, like wood, just like that. So a lot of the wood and that can get stacked underneath here, just like the coal as well. That's going to get stacked behind here, so it's easier to access. And doesn't take up storage because it doesn't need to be in storage. Leather, they'll get filled up quite quickly, as will the stone and flint, but a lot of the time we won't have huge stockpiles of stone, for example, because we only really gather it and keep it when we're building something like this. This took a lot of stone. I mean, each of these squares on the floor, I think 6 stone. Each of them poles is, I think it's 5 stone. Yeah, the walls, they're 6 stone. Each of these charcoal kilns and furnaces was 20 stone. So when you add it all up, it's a significant amount of stone. So we only really gather it when we need. That's more for just when we're mining, for example, and we end up with some stone. Rather than toss it somewhere and waste it, throw it in there, and we will use it at some point. Right. I want some core wood. So that's gonna have to come out, I think. Actually, I might do it there. So we're gonna start with it there, 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 and there, and then we're gonna go that there, that there. Right now, I'm actually over encumbered, so I'm well over the weight limit. I'm not moving, so my stamina doesn't regen, but it doesn't fall unless I move either. But as I'm building, it will get used, and I'm just hoping that I'm gonna build enough and use enough resources that I've got on me that, yeah, it's not gonna. So what I'll do is just throw a stack. There we go. See, carts are the most useful thing ever. I'm so glad they're in the game. One thing I always did want was a horse. Part of the law though is that there's no domesticated animals. Now, in the plains there are things called loxers, which apparently, I haven't confirmed this because I haven't actually been able to unlock it. They have actually implemented though a lox, what's it called? Saddle, which I am very excited about, and I do want one right now. However, I do refuse to cheat. It's one of our server rules. Usually we say no to bringing things over from the other server, but we decided obviously, or the old server should I say rather than the other server, but we did decide on this occasion anything that we had on our character when we started we could keep. That's why we end up with some black metal things, but that's it. There's no going back to another server and grabbing it or anything like that. If we die and lose stuff, we die and lose stuff. We've got to make it back again on this server. That's why the black metal axe, once it was used up, it was used up. There was nowhere for me to repair it until we got to a certain level. So yeah. But usually, oh look, jump just improved. Usually we don't allow anything from any other server. There's no cheating. There's no spawning anything or anything like that. Because in our eyes, it spoils the game. Like, you've got to have a bit of challenge. If you just spawn 1,000 stone, and 1,000 wood, and 1,000 iron, then what's the point in me going to the swamps? What's the point in exploring? What's the point in doing anything other than spawning the best gear, going and knocking the bosses off? At that point, job done, game over. You can finish it in 10 minutes flat. Like, there's just no point. So we don't do that. And that is the rule. Right, have I got coal on me? Actually, I'll tell you what we will do is... I mean, this is one of the reasons we've got so many charcoal kilns. Because at the end of the day, it takes a while to make coal. So we've got 8 charcoal kilns for 6 furnaces. Because no cheating. If we've not got coal, we have to make it. And we have to wait for it. So, plan ahead. This is also a game though where you don't have to play online. There is the option just to play single player. If you want, you just click on start game at your entertainment. Do I build another one here? Grab some coal. See, that's a little close for my comfort. I would be able to build one here because we're not going to be going down here. So these shelves design, as you can see, it's changed a little bit. This was the original idea. The problem with this one was that core wood, even though it looks nicer, is a little bit too thick. So, and you can't always get it in the right place. So, like the bottom ones are a bit harder to access. Whereas these ones, it's a lot easier, and it just looks nicer with the square signs on the square wood, but the corners are still all core wood, which I prefer, and I think they look quite nice. Someone probably come up with that design before, but like I came up with it on here, so yeah, whatever. That's in the wrong place. Actually, I could build a double one. That's not a bad idea. I'd need to move that torch, but that's not a problem. Oh, that's a problem now. Shoot. That's a big problem. Let's hope the ceiling doesn't collapse until I get it rebuilt. There you go. See how it's gone very red? That's because this no longer got that support that it needs. I'm just getting smoked out casually. There we go. You do have to be careful of your smoke, which is a nice little feature, I think. As you can see, all these put smoke out. They put smoke out when they're running. And if you've got just a roof, it just hits the top. And if you stood where it is, or you're sleeping where it is, it will smoke you out. Which is why there's so much room above here, so the smoke can actually rise. And as you can see up there, it actually goes out and through the gap at the top. Once they're running as well, obviously it'll get very smoky up there, but we're alright at the minute. Even when they're running, there's plenty of ventilation up there for it. One thing we don't have down here though is a fireplace. So currently the only time we actually get warm down here or near a fire is when the kilns are running or the furnaces are running. Which means we can't actually get the rested status unless we're close to them like that. I did think about putting a fireplace in, but I'm not sure where to put it, which is one of the problems I face. I mean, I could probably put it like there, maybe, but then I want it to be very accessible to get around here, and you're not always running up and down. I could actually put it here where I'm building this, but then, like, I need more storage. I can't fit one there, really. I could fit a small one in there, but I want a big stone one. I could try fit it here, but I might get smoked out on the stairs, and then you won't be able to access that. So there's a lot of problems that we're facing with that. At some point I'll get around to it. In fact, let's have a look, shall we? So this is the fireplace I want. If I put that there, this is what we're going to test. Is that smoke rises, but it should in theory, if I stand here, no, it does work. And it reaches almost all the way to the back. See, even though we've not got any beds up here, we will be spending time up here repairing stuff and fixing stuff. And having the rested thing in the top right corner is very, very useful. Because it gives you increased stamina regen and increased health regen. And the higher the comfort level, the more time you get on it. So at the minute with comfort level 4 we get 11 minutes. So it's great for when we like go out mining, we get rested up before and then go. It allows us just to mine that a little bit quicker. Quicker. We'll leave that there for now, although, you know what, let me just take that out a sec. Let me just, I know it's 5... chain, I don't know how many chains it is. It's just had a thought. If I remember rightly, that does class as a fire. There we go. Not the best fire, but it works. Have I got enough iron, bronze to do it again? Yes, I do. Let's take that one out a second. Because if I say put one here and put one here, provides both light and fire along the entire length. There we go. So I do need a little bit of coal for the signs, but most of that coal I've just made is for going on there. So each of these furnaces take 20 coal each. As you can see, they're all full and ready to go for our next batch of smelting, which shouldn't be too long because we've got a lot to come. So that's 120 coal in there. Each of these stacks is 50 coal. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, nearly 5 full sets for it, which is good because each furnace can only smelt 10 items at a time. You can put 10 things in at a time, and you can keep topping it up. But 20 coal usually is enough for the 10, so 2 coal per item. So even though we can smelt 60 things at once, that's only 2 stacks. I know we've got maybe 10 stacks ready to come. So yeah, we've got a lot to do. I actually wonder if sausage is coming on. Just drop him a message. He could be at work though, to be honest. Right, so I'm on my own for a bit. Never mind. He's busy. Be on in a bit. Get this bit finished though, and we shall be good. And this is why I needed a lot of wood. Each of these chests alone takes 10 wood, so each level on this particular one is what, 80 wood, which is a stack and over half. Not to mention the building of the frame, and so on and so forth. You can actually build this with less wood, so you can actually get another chest on a single piece like that. That's only 1 wood, whereas this big piece is 2 pieces of wood. So I could cut down on the flooring a bit, and I could probably cut down on the edges and take this out and things like that. But truthfully, I quite like having a good aesthetic design, especially when it comes to building things like this, because if it looks ugly, it just gets annoying. And as it's always said, you take pride in a bit of your work, things look better. Just getting smoked out from them. There we go, I'm out of wood already. Still got more to go. So what I'm going to do is, I shouldn't need a lot more to be honest, so I'm going to throw all random crap in there for now. I'm going to go just chop some trees down. I don't want to chop these ones down, these are the ones I planted, and I quite like the aesthetic design around it. I did have some more down the side which looked quite nice, but they were a bit too close for when I was building and it was quite really annoying. I've got a load of seeds, so I will be planting some more trees. You know, the environment and all that. Stamina, stamina. I know I need 8 more on the top, that's 80, plus a bit more, so yeah, another couple of trees should do it. Some oak trees I don't cut down. There's one up near the farms which has been there since we started building around here, just because it looks so aesthetically pleasing, to be honest. And there's plenty of other oak trees around, so we didn't need to cut it down, so it stayed there. Should be enough. Yeah. 130 odd. These things are called necks. They're annoying little green things. Not annoying because they hurt, annoying because you can't see the bloody things. Especially in grass. Right, let's see if we can see that oak tree. It's just there, you can see the top of it. Right there, you see it? And our actual path goes up down the side of it. It looks really nice. And it's just perfectly placed. If we planted another one, it wouldn't grow there. So we've left it. It just looks quite nice. The way we actually end up building this is, rather than start with a huge area, or even a big area, kind of like we've got now, we actually did just start with the small build there, and we expanded as we needed. So it's actually built in like modular circles. So that bit there, then that bit there. Then we came down the hill and did the individual farms, which one at a time. This then bit was done, the mead house, and then wall was built in around it, as we unlocked the stone, we actually then started expanding the stone around it a bit more to give us a bit more space and a bit more protection. As you can see, it's nowhere near finished. We still need a lot more going on around here. Needs heightening on this side for definite. It needs heightening on the other side. But it takes a lot. And then we ran out of room for storing things. Obviously, we were building up. So this became the priority. And then this has obviously taken all the stone we had laying about up. Obviously, this got built as well, which again was a priority to somewhere to park our boats. Because one of the most annoying things is not having somewhere safe like this to park boats. If you park it just on the edge of the water, the actual tides affect it, and it can then get bashed against rocks and bashed against the floor and all sorts. And you come back and your boat's destroyed, which isn't a problem because you can, just pick the bits up and build it again. But it just gets annoying doing it over and over and over again. Huh, that's interesting. I've not noticed that before. As you can see, that's where the original edge of the ocean was. Apparently it breaks when you dig it out. But this is obviously a lot more suitable for parking boats. It's really nice and easy to park a boat in it, and things like that. But yeah, this was built by our very own sausage of destiny, or density, depending on what mood is in. And that was built by our very own Jamie. Currently it is just the three of us playing on this server. On the previous server and the server before that, we did have a lot more. At one point, we was actually having to rotate people on and off. We had, I think, 15 people wanting to play. What was I saying? I've completely forgot now. Got distracted by a message. Sausage and I has just been discussing on Steam chat. I don't know if you can see the Steam chat actually. We were just discussing about requiring another cart. So one of the things when we bring all the iron ore and things like that back is the requirement and effort to move it because it's so heavy. It takes a lot of work to move it. I mean, a lot of work and a lot of time too. What am I doing? Because you can only carry just over a stack if you're lucky and not got a lot on you of it. So if you've got 10, 12 stacks of it, it then becomes obviously very, very heavy. And it takes a lot of moving. So using a cart is a lot better. The downside but kind of cool feature of carts though is the weight of them actually does affect it. So if you've got a rather light cart, you can run and move quite quickly. But if you've got a cart filled with iron ore, you actually can struggle to move and actually pull it upstairs, for example. That's why the stairs at the docks has been altered somewhat. So it's actually now a up a few stairs and then a flat bit, up a few stairs, a flat bit. I don't know if you noticed it. I'll just give you a quick look. And I actually had to get extended a bit because originally it was just straight upstairs and it ended about here, which was fine. But the problem is that actually getting a cart up here when it was straight upstairs, you had to actually run side to side with the cart like this, and you had to sprint because it was just that heavy and hard to get up. Whereas like this, you'll be able to just sprint straight up with the car now, or you should do anyway. Right, I think. We got some wood for signs. I need some more wood for these signs. Have I got any up here? Yes, I have. So I didn't need to go chopping wood in the first place, but never mind. So as you can see, I've actually gone slightly different here. Rather than these ones where it's four different things on either side, we've got 3 and 3 and then a long top one. So I might actually move wood across to the long top one to give us that little bit more room on wood. Ooh. AFK, I've just got a phone call. And I'm back. I did a bit while I was on the phone there. Called multitasking. Not that I'm very good at it, but what I have just noticed is this bit here isn't quite to my liking. So what I'm actually going to do is put them there. I'm going to put the doors back where they was. Now, you might be thinking it's a bit pointless putting stairs that are mostly in the ground. And you would be right. Except for the fact when it comes to a cart, that little lip can cause a lot of problems. Although that's quite a low lip actually. still, it just looks a bit nicer than a... I can't seem to get the snap on though. We just whack a hole. There we go. No, I'm in no requirement. This is one of the problems of workbenches. Not really a problem, you can kind of understand it. Workbenches are not... They don't have an unlimited range. Which means sometimes it can be a pain in the butt because you can't quite get the angle in the range. So you then either have to move it or build another one. In my way, where's that come from? I don't know. I'll just throw it there. I might move the forge over to the left a bit at some point. When it comes to things like the stone cutting table, it's 2 iron, which isn't a lot, but if you need a lot of them, it can be. I remember one of our old ones. There we go. So it just looks a bit nicer. One of our old ones, we had a huge stone wall all the way around, and we had stone crafting tables round to keep it covered, so we could just go and remove it. Let's not talk about the roof. Where was I going with this one again? See, my brain's just a scatterbrain. I really can't remember. It'll come back to me. It's really annoying me that I can't remember, to be honest. Anyway. Oh, that's it about the stoneworking tables. Yeah, the area was huge, bigger than what we've got here, like all the way to the back there, and it was very up there and all the way around. And we had stone tables all the way along it, so we could repair straight away and not have any problems if we got attacked. And we actually took them down at one point, and we ended up with 3 stacks of iron. That's 90 iron, which is a huge amount. I mean, it was just sat there, not getting used. So what we do now, most of the time when we build, I mean, wooden workbenches around are not a problem. They help stopping things spawn. But like this stone cutting table, it will literally just be moved. As that one is the same one, and I started around there, and I moved it, and moved it, and moved it, and moved it, and it's now here, and it's staying here because it's under cover, so it doesn't get damaged, because I don't need to move it at the moment. This is actually a little gatehouse, believe it or not. It's a low gatehouse, this one. But we do need to take this down and build a proper stone wall around here too. But again, it's actually getting around to doing it. There's just always stuff to do. I was eating the wrong thing, never mind. Right, what we got in here? So, fine wood, core wood, random stuff, and a bit of coal. Okay, so fine wood goes in the fine wood chest, core wood goes. That's actually the core wood chest, oops. Core wood. Fine wood, wrong way round, wrong wood. There we go, some normal wood up there. Throw some grey dwarf hours in there. Tell you what I do need actually. I need some more torches of that, I think. That's a stack of coal. Let's throw that down. So obviously I've got them up there for some light, but we're going to have some torches at the corners of these as well. Some here. We're also going to have one there and one there. And one there. I would like a little bit more light down there and down there. That's not a bad start though. Tin, copper, bronze, iron, and black, metal, misc. go. So throw some spare coal in there. Leather bits. Raw meat. Berries. Oh, got some more eyes there. Seeds, feathers, and coins we need as well. So seeds can go on there. Feathers. Jewles, that's how you spell it. How do you spell jewels? Jewels. There we go. Jewels, coins, so feathers, seeds. Actually, you know what? I'll put jewels up here, and this will be food seeds. No, food seeds can go there. That can be seeds, tree seeds even. And that can be feathers. So if we get them feathers, get them, drop them in there, drop them in there, coins in there, raw meat in there. And we'll have cooked health food. I can't spell today. Cooked stamina food. I mean, to be fair, I am typing with one hand here. And cooked what's the word I'm looking for? Middle food? Even food? Balanced food. There we go. Resin. We need more resin, to be fair. Always seem to run out of resin. So resin is one of those things, it's a basic resource, you can get it really easy, you don't need anything specialist, you don't need to have completed anything. Can't hit him, there we go. Like, you get them from grey dwarfs, you get it from trees. Or saplings, should I say. But you go through it like nobody's business. I mean, you use it for all kinds of random stuff. You use it for... I need some steps there. You use it to make these, the fermenters. You use it for the torches. It's so odd. It really is. Right. These tray chests really need sorting out. Potions. So I'll tell you what, these are gonna get moved a bit again, so... Jewels... can go there. Because here, we're gonna have... poison... mead... I don't think that's nice for poison, I really don't. POI... SON. Alright, we're gonna have... stamina mead. Frost mead. Health mead. Gotta shut the doors because otherwise NPCs end up going in and destroying crap. Which, as I said before, can just get very, very annoying. So things like that, them floor panels, they actually weather outside. So if it's raining, for example, they do actually take a little bit of damage. Now they won't get completely destroyed. They will only go down to half health. But obviously, if a troll comes along and whacks them, then they're not going to last very long. So that's why you don't build defensive walls out of that. Right, let's start with some jewels. Take them. To be fair, I might sell most of these. Just go and sell them. Seeds, jewels, dandelions. They need to go down there. Stones empty. That's empty. Leather. That needs to go down there. Resin. And that. There we go. See, this is one of the problems with like feathers, grade war fires, and resin in a raw food chest. Let's throw that in. Right, I am going to leave it there though. I am going to take a break and I will be back later this afternoon, hopefully with friends. Thank you if you tuned in, and we'll see you at some point later.